What is going on, guys? It is your boy the Padgoat Gaming coming at you again with another video. And today, guys, we have a real purple yellow Nico Robin deck. Like 99% of the Nico Robin decks I've seen running around are just trying to OTK you with the OTK combo. If you want to check that out, just do a quick search on YouTube. It's just a one-turn kill combo with Charlotte, Linlin, and Kaido, and then Nico Robin, and you have your Basil Hawkins on board, and then they all explode, and then you win the game. But that's not what this deck is. So Nico Robin, at first I thought of her as just a gimmick leader with that specific ability with the combo, the OTK combo. But honestly, guys, this leader has some sauce. So if you don't know what she does, she has Banish. Now, if you told me in like OP01 through OP05 that a leader had the keyword Banish with no drawback, I would have thought you were fucking crazy, and I would have thought the leader was absolutely fucking broken. And not only does she have Banish, she can ramp herself by trashing a card with Trigger. She just ramps, so you don't need to run any ramp cards if you don't want to. She has ramp on herself. You're going to be seeing as many triggers as you need to be able to use this. Like, there was never a time where I was like, oh shit, I don't have any triggers in hand. You're never going to run into that problem with this leader. And it's one of my... It's one of my favorite fun decks to play in the format, and I've also found a good bit of success with it on the ranked sim. So I have a couple games for you today. We're going against a Blackbeard, and then we just ruined this LUCCI's day. So we played the same dude back to back and just absolutely cooked him with the Nico Robin. Your opponents don't really know how to play against this deck because, I mean, Banish is really one of the most uncommon keywords in the One Piece TCG. Like, it is not... It released in OP01, and since then they just haven't printed that many cards with Banish. So having it on your leader makes it really awkward for your opponents, and you're going to find that your opponents have really no cards in hand towards the middle or the end game because they either countered too early or they've just been taking Banish attacks the whole game. But yeah, guys, I think this deck is really fun. I urge you to give it a try. This deck isn't just for OTKs. I think Nico Robin actually has a good bit of potential with the self-ramp, with the Banish, and with the way she's able to stay alive for a very long time. And also the ramp gives you access to some of the best top-end cards in the game, such as your Ace, such as your Eustace Captain Kids, and your Charlotte Linlins. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be going through the card by card. I spent a good amount of time on this list. Like, I meant to release this video like a couple of weeks ago. I just lost the footage, and today I decided to get a couple more games in and actually make the video today. So I put a good amount of time in this list. I think it is pretty good, but we'll get into the card by card. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you have been running Nico Robin besides the OTK combo. I think the leader has a good amount of potential, actually. So with that being said, guys, that was one of my longest intros ever. Let's get right into the card by card. And also, guys, we made it to 400 subs, so thank you so fucking much. We're at 406 as I'm making this video. On the way to 500! Let's fucking go. Either way, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to drop a like, drop a sub if you enjoy my channel, enjoy my content, and yeah, let's go. Okay, guys, so we already went into the leader ability in the intro. So getting right into the first card, we are running 4 of the Miss All Sundays from OP04. So this is a 5 Dawn, 5,000 power character on play. Add up to 1 rested Dawn card to your cost area, and if you have 6 or more Dawn, you draw a card, and has the trigger Dawn -2. Play this card. So not only does it give you access to your Nico Robin leader ability, but it also kind of smooths out the mid game, I found. And I really did not want to be using the Nico Robin ability twice in one game because I felt like I was getting too low in cards. And by running this card, you're able to smooth out that mid game. You're able to ramp 2 Dawn once with your Nico Robin leader and then your Nico Robin character. So I really like this card in the deck. It's a trigger. It gives you some good Dawn rampage and draws you a card, and it has the actual good trigger ability as well. Next, we're running the 2k counter Miss Double Finger. So we're not running any searchers in this deck, so we're not tied to any type of 2ks. We're not tied to any engine, so we're just running some really good 2ks with trigger and that have meaningful abilities. So the Miss Double Finger, 4 cost 4k, counter 2000, on play trash 1, and add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and arrest it. So it can also add you a Dawn card, and it's not a bad attacking body. 4 cost 4k obviously isn't good, but it's not irrelevant. Next, we're running 2 of the 9-drop Linlin. Obviously, one of the cards you want to play in this deck, because you're going to be wanting to gain life, you're going to be wanting to outlast your opponent. Because the longer the game goes, the less cards in hand your opponent's going to have. Like, basically, if you're playing a 5 life against a 5 life leader, if you only swing at him with your leader and you use your other characters to swing at his board, you are minusing 5 cards over the course of the game. So the longer that game goes on, the better shape you're going to be in. So just swinging 5s at your opponent is so annoying for them. So Charlotte Linlin, one of the best options in purple to be able to gain life, and also acts as a removal that you don't really care about because you have banish on your leader. Next, running 2 of the queens, just one of my favorite blockers in purple. On play, Dawn -1, draw 2, trash 1. You're going to want to have a couple of blockers in this deck to be able to outlast your opponents and really turn the corner when you're trying to get out of that, oh shit, they're about to kill me, to I'm in complete control, now I'm gaining life every turn, and we are in a good spot. Next, we're running 4 of the Capone Gang Beige, just one of the most ridiculous triggers ever. It'll win you games by itself. We're running 2 of the Trigger Blocker Sanjis. Once again, trigger, blocker with the counter. Very, very good in this deck. We're running 4 of the 9-cost Yamato, probably my favorite card in the deck, and really puts it all together because your opponent doesn't want to be taking life because you have banish, and then if your opponents are at high life counts, then Yamato is able to hit some really big characters. So Yamato works really, really well with the deck. Next, running the 4 of Gadatsu. It's kind of mandatory, honestly. Like the same reasoning as Yamato, your opponents aren't going to want to be taking life, and having the Gadatsu, like if your opponent keeps countering out because they don't want to get banished, your Gadatsu is going to be able to hit 5 cost, 4 cost, or 3 cost pretty much a lot of the game. Next, running another 2K, so this is the Frankie 2K. Trigger, draw 1, then if you have 1 or less life, play this card. So I found it, like obviously it's a 2K, but when you're going to be at 1 life like a lot of the time with this deck. So being able to play this and draw a card, and sometimes you can just randomly push for game if you're able to trigger this. A 4 cost 5K with a counter 2000 and a meaningful trigger. Very, very good. Next, we're running the 4 of Portgas D Ace, 10 cost, 10K. On play, if your life is at 1 or less, gain a life. Well, you gain a life every time, and then if your life is at 1 or less, he gains a rush. So obviously works really, really well with the deck. Really combos with your Yamato nicely, your Charlotte Linlin, and then the Ace just kind of rounds it out for your 10 drop. We're running 2 of the Nami removals. So our removals are the Gadatsu and the 2 of Nami. Nami, you trash a card with a trigger and KO a cost 5 or less. Then if your hand is 3 or less cards in it, you draw 1. Also, it has trigger, so works really well with the deck. Jaguar D Sol, perfect for the Nico Robin. 3 cost 5K blocker, and trigger if your leader is Nico Robin, play it. We're also running 2 of the Eustace Captain Kidd. So this was a tech that I actually really liked in the deck, because your opponent's not going to be thinking that you're about to kill them when you've been at 1 life for 5 turns in a row. They're going to be thinking, oh shit, I got to kill this dude this turn. Then if they go too aggro, this card can come down, and say you have like a 9-cost Yamato on board, you have a Charlotte Linlin, they just lose. Like say they're at 3 life or 2 life, you just go for game out of nowhere. You play the Eustace Captain Kidd, you swing 7 with your Nico Robin, banish them, then you go 9-9, and they'll just die a lot of the times. I really like this card in the deck, and it can put a lot of the times you're playing a little bit too defensively, this card can kind of flip the tables and turn the board on your opponent. We're also running 4 of the Charlotte Brûlée. Trigger, play this card, it's a blocker, helps you stay alive, and it has a counter, so really, really good. Running 2 of the L Thors. That's kind of just Radical Beam for yellow. A very good card, helps you stay alive, and keeps you in the game at times where you would be out of it if you did not have the 1 cost 4K counter in hand. And then we're running 4 of the 0 cost event. Very meaningful trigger, and we're running a lot of no counter cards in this deck. So I think having this card, sometimes it'll just win you the game with its trigger, and if not, you're just being able to use a lot of your dead cards in hand for a counter. So that is the card by card, guys. I hope you enjoyed. We're getting into a couple of games here, so don't go anywhere. We're getting Blackbeard and double LUCCI, so I hope you enjoy, and let's get right into it. Okay guys, getting right into game number 1 here. We're going up against a Blackbeard, and honestly you'd expect this matchup to be pretty shit because most of, if not all of our good abilities have on play, but the banish really throws Blackbeard for a loop, because 1, he has to discard to use his black hole ability, his ability that negates all on plays, and he's already going to be low on cards because of that. And we have the banish, so he's going to be absurdly low on cards. He's not going to be able to take the early life like he's normally used to. So the matchup's actually really interesting. I haven't played it that much, but going against one of my first Blackbeards in a while here, we're able to swing an 8 at him. He's obviously going to take that, the first banish of the game. He's going to start searching with his Hachinisu. He finds a Vasco shot, and he's going to swing a 7 into us. We're going to trigger a Frankie, trying to decide whether to use it there. We're going to go ahead and decide yes. We're going to trigger it, find an all Sunday. Then here he is not black holing us. We're going to give him a 6k swing with banish. He's going to give us a 7k, a 2k counter there. So once he's already at 4 cards in hand, guys. He's already at 4 cards in hand. He's using his one-legged toy soldier to get rid of our Gadatsu with his liberation there, and then swinging another 6. We're going to trigger our all Sunday. That is why we're playing all Sundays. One is it's a very good trigger to see in the mid game, and it's actually a viable card to play, a very valuable card to play with the ramp and the draw card. So here on our 7 Dawn turn, I really don't want to give him this card, but we're just going to swing at him a 5. And if he wants to take a 5 when he's already at, and he's at 2 life, just like that. And then we're going to play another all Sunday down, ramp again, draw another card. He's finally going to find his Lafitte, but look at his hand, guys. He's already at 5 cards in hand, and he's at 2 life. Like, usually at this point in the game, the Blackbeard's like at 7 or 8 cards because they've already taken 3 life. But we have taken 2 banished cards off of him with our Nico Robin leader ability, and we're actually set up pretty nice with our double Miss All Sunday, and they're also 5 cost. So these cards are not hit by the Shiryu. He has to combo like a Van Augur into a, what's it called, the Doc Q, in order to remove one of these, and he's not going to be able to do that. And if he is, we're just going to keep pressuring him. He's going to use his Kuzan ability, get a Burgess out of the trash, and use his black hole. Like he's black holing because he's scared of our huge drops. Like we have the Yamato, and if he didn't black hole us, we would have probably played it. But here we're going to swing one of the banishes at him with a 7k, and then we decide to just go for game. Like we're going to swing 7, 8, and 10. He's going to counter out of that. That was just I think that was a misclick by him, but either way, we're swinging 10. He only had 1 more K counter in hand, and we're going to win that game either way. Getting into game number 2 here, I started to recording a little bit late, but we've taken 2 life, and he's taken 1 banish attack. We played down our Nami, and I believe we KO'd either a Brook or a 4-drop Kuzan. So here he's going to swing 5 into us. We're going to counter out with a 2k. Not quite ready to go down to 1 life just yet. Then he's going to play down a one-legged soldier to -3 cost our Nami. And then it looks like he has 4 Dawn up, so he's probably a LUCCI here, or maybe a Rebecca into a Brook. Or a Rebecca into Spandam into a Brook. Let's see who he decides to get. Spandam plays a 4-cost CP, so he gets the Rob LUCCI in the end. So a lot of value out of his characters there. It's a very good turn from him. But once again, guys, he's at 2 life. I mean, he's at 2 cards in hand. We're going to swing a 5 into him, and everybody's taking this 5. But we have banish, so he can't just take the 5. Then we're going to play down our Linlin, trash. We're trying to decide what to trash here. We're going to go ahead and give him the Frankie, and then put the LUCCI on the bottom of his life. And now he's left with 3 2Ks on board, his leader, and 3 cards in hand. Meanwhile, we have some really big heavy hitters coming up. We have the 10-drop Ace, we have the 8-cost Kid, and we're sitting at 3 life. So we want to go down to 1 ideally to be able to play down the Ace, get his rush ability, and then gain a life. So he's going to swing 5, 5, and a 7 into us. We're going to go down to 1, and then going into our 10 Dawn turn, we're going to swing a 5 with the LUCCI. Once again, just trying to get him to either counter or take a life and get it banished straight to the trash. So he gives us a 2k, then we can go ahead and play down the 10-cost Ace, gain another life, and just be so annoying for these black decks that they have a limit to how much they can remove, and you just have to hit that limit, and then once your characters stick, the game is pretty much over. So here on his 10 Dawn turn, he has 3 cards in hand, and black usually needs a good amount of combo potential. Like they need a Rebecca into a Hina, into a Brook, into a Rob LUCCI, and with such little cards available to him, he's not going to be able to do that very effectively. So he finds a Rebecca into a Hina, and then plays down a Sabo to make them all non-KO. I think the Rebecca into the Hina just was to try to go for game the following turn, but we're just going to swing into his board with our big characters. He's going to block that first one with his Rebecca. Then we're going to swing a 10k into the Hina, and now we have an 8-drop Kid coming down to hit the board. We're going to swing another 7, get another banish, and just like that, he's at 3 life. We have 3 huge attackers on board, and he has 1 blocker. And we have a bunch of follow-up as well. We have the Gadatsu, we have the blocker Sanji, and then 2 0-cost events in order to counter out of anything. Like if he tries to go for game here, we're going to be completely fine. He's going to go ahead and swing a 15 into our kid. We're going to let that go just because the game's pretty much over at this point. Like once your character stick, once he's at 3 or 2 cards in hand, you're just going to be running them over, especially against Lucci. You're going to swing another 7k banish. He's going to take it. We're going to swing a 9. And then we're just going to swing the last 10 and he concedes right there. Then going against the same dude, this was the following game. So I felt bad for him, but we had to lay down the Nico Robin law. So we're going to swing an 8k here, discarding the double finger or the beige. Just going to discard the beige, gain a Dawn, and now we're at 6 Dawn. Next turn, we instead of using our Nico Robin leader ability and trashing a card, we're just going to be able to use our Miss All Sunday and get up to 7 Dawn. But he plays down the Kuzan, and we draw the Gadatsu. So we're going to let him make the decision for us. We're going to swing a 6k banish into him. And if he counters, we're going to play the Gadatsu. If he does not, we're going to play down the All Sunday. He elects to counter, and then we play the Gadatsu, KO the Kuzan. We still have the blocker on board. And now next turn, we're set up for an 8-drop kid play. We trigger another blocker. So very, very good triggers from us. He's going to play down a Hina into a Brook and KO our Gadatsu. Now going into our 8 Dawn turn, we're going to start pressuring him. We're going to swing a 5 banish. He's going to elect to give us a counter card. Then we're going to play down the useless Captain Kid, trash a card. And now he's in danger, guys. He has 5 cards in hand. He's at 3 life. We have the 8-drop Kid on board and 2 Yamatos coming up. So we can comfortably go down to... I was a little bit nervous this turn just because we only had the 1 2k. But as long as we're at 1 life, we're going to be very, very nice. And black players can't really help themselves when they see a big character on board. Like he could have just put us to 0 there and we would have been in a really awkward spot actually, but instead he's trying to remove our kid. He's comboing off and he just swings a 5 into us. So we're just going to go ahead and take this first life. We're going to go ahead and trigger the Nami. So the triggers were on our side this game, and that's one of the benefits of playing Nico Robin. You're running so many triggers that most of the games you're going to be able to trigger in like 1 or 2 life. And with you gaining so much extra life, those triggers are just going to add up over time. So a lot of free value there. We have 2 blockers on board, so we're not in danger of going down to 0 here. We're going to block that swing, and then now we just have the 9-cost Yamato. We're going to remove the Uta, and then swing a 6 into the Brook. And yeah, the board is clear now. He has 5 cards in hand. We have the 9-cost on board. If he's able to remove the Yamato here, we might be in a little bit of trouble. But we do have another 9-cost Yamato. We have a Charlotte Lilin in hand. So we have a bunch of options for the following turns. And it looks like he's going to remove the Yamato. He plays down a Laboon, plays down the 1-legged toy soldier, swings a 6 into us, gets it down to an 8-cost, and then plays down another Brook and is able to remove it. And now we just have so many big cards that are going to be hitting the board every single turn that he's not going to be able to keep up, especially with him just being able to take banish attacks every fucking turn. He's going to swing a 5 into us. I think we're going to give him a 2k counter here. Then he's going to swing another 5. We're going to go ahead and take it just to go down to 1 life and have our aces active for the following turn. He's going to play the Kaido and remove our Yamato. See, he's removed 2 Yamatos on the turn that they've been played, which is very good by him. That is one of the reasons to be running 9-cost Kaido. But we just have the aces, guys. The aces are going to be killer here. We're going to gain a life with the ace and then swing into the Brook just to make sure that he couldn't go for game. And we pretty much guarantee game next turn. He has 2 cards in hand. If he's able to remove the ace, so be it. He has to get around our blocker. Or if he just draws like if he has the Tempest Kick into the 9-cost Kaido, I mean, I guess that's fine. But either way, I think we're going to be completely fine here. He plays down the Who's Who, gets the 9-cost Kaido on board, swings a 14 into the ace. I think we just let it go because he has no cards in hand. We have another 10-cost ace. So now we can just swing a 5 banish and then play our 10-cost ace. And we're going to win the game, boys. So very, very nice games against the Niram. And those are all that I have today. So let's get right into the post game. Okay, guys, thank you for making it to the end of the video. It is currently Wednesday and I'm tired as hell, but I wanted to get this video out there. Yeah, I'm motivated to hit 500 subs. It's so close, but so far. So thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video. It really helps out the channel. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the Nico Robin list. Let me know what you would change, what you're running, how you're running Nico Robin. And make sure to comment Nico Robin in the comment section below. Or make sure to comment Who is better, Miss All Sunday or Nico Robin? Whichever your response is in the comments, that I'll know which one you picked. So yeah, guys, hope you have a good day, and I'll see you.